Salutations my Fallout lovers, it is Matty here today with a Fallout 76 discussion video. Bethesda just dropped a brand new trailer at Gamescom 2018 highlighting the camp system aka settlement building in Fallout 76. As this trailer was rolling by me, I started to mull over Bethesda's marketing strategy for this very title and some concerns I do have with it. In order to go over that properly, I'd like to first break down some new parts of the trailer that we had seen that offer us hints at gameplay elements coming into Fallout. This actually kind of brings me back to the days where I'd break down the special trailers, which helped us learn a little bit more about each special trait and how it was changing in Fallout 4. However, the cartoons in Fallout 76's marketing strategy are used to depict the entire game. So for example, in this one shot here, we see the Vault Boy about to mine, and we learn that we can actually mine resources in Fallout 76 based on the voiceover that's happening in the trailer.
Or mining raw materials the old-fashioned way.
There's actually a certain part in a Fallout 76 gameplay trailer where we see a bunch of players running through what I believe is a mine shaft, so I imagine they are looking for resources of some kind. But the addition of mining is brand new to Fallout, and I'm actually curious to see how useful it becomes, as well as what you can build from it. Is it going to turn out to be energy resources? Are there going to be unique ingredients down here that only you can get from mines? Questions, questions, questions. The next part that we see that stuck out to me, and this may be a bit of overanalyzation, is when the Vault Boy is crafting, and he puts a bunch of parts down on the table, and then together he makes a crossbow. Now, in Fallout 4, what would happen is you'd have your base weapon, and you'd be able to craft upgrades and attachment to put on your gun. But you never create the base gun itself. You'd have to find that first, and then go to the upgrade station and change it from there. However, this trailer indicates that you are able to create it from scratch. This would be a big change from the Fallout 4 system, and I wonder once again how that would work. Is this where mining plays into a factor, where we can have a makeshift bow if we find a stick and some string? Perhaps this is the case because if we look back at the character system trailer for Fallout 76 that we had seen at Gamescom 2018, there was under the intelligence tree the exotic weapons perk card, which allowed us to create certain exotic weapons, or rather weapon mods, provided we had the blueprints. If there is a blueprinting system, I imagine then we would have to find the parts in order to craft the weapon itself. Now, as I did preface before this part of the trailer, I may be digging a bit too deep, but still, the question there would remain, are we able to actually craft a base weapon? Which makes me wonder about rare weapons and armor, how that's going to work in Fallout 76. Do we get to the end of a really compelling dungeon only to find a blueprint that will continue into the gameplay loop where we have to find resources to build this next new weapon? Or is it going to be like traditional BGS games where we get to the end of the dungeon and then maybe there it is on a desk or in a very key position delivering some environmental storytelling? The last two are much more tinier details. The first one is we can actually see a water pump in the crafting station where we had talked about crafting food, we had talked about obviously creating chems and weapons in general, but we had never seen anything from the water pump outside of Fallout 4's crafting system. There are a lot of survival mechanics from Fallout 4's survival mode coming into 76, so this water pump will be crucial, but it's just something that stuck out to me. And lastly, we do see the blueprint system in action. For those who don't know what it is, pretty much if a player comes by, destroys your base, or a nuke drops exactly where your base is, then you can just use this blueprint system and erect your base somewhere else. Now that we've broken down every little aspect of this trailer that to me seemed new, I'd like to highlight what I have an issue with this marketing process. Now, don't get me wrong, if you do like this, which I like it too, that's totally fine. I dream of the day Bethesda creates a fully funded silent cartoon for the Vault Boy that runs for about 10 to 15 minutes every Saturday morning. Okay, that would be absolutely incredible, and I think Fallout's mainstream enough for it to work. However, when it comes to marketing a game, yes, this is cool, but I always say this about these types of cartoons. This isn't what I'm going to be playing. We see mining, we see crafting. What is the harm of showing us a little snippet of gameplay for that? Now, I don't think I'm asking for too much, considering since Fallout 76's reveal at E3, which when you really break it down, didn't even occupy the entire section BGS was on stage, because they went on to talk about Blades, as well as Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, that ultimately we haven't seen a ton of Fallout. Yes, we did see a little bit more at QuakeCon, and I'm not going to put that down because, as I've highlighted many times now, I do have a lot more hype after that weekend for this game. But then the question marks do start popping up. I think to myself, do I know anything about the story in Fallout 76? Not really. Do I know anything about the activities that will be in the world for Fallout 76? No, not really. All I know at this point in time is I am buying a multiplayer Fallout game. And like I said, I do enjoy this marketing process in a way. It's fresh and it's different. However, when I have no knowledge on the base game, and this is the primary way of them showing me mechanics, it almost feels as if something's being hidden. It feels like they don't want to show us the game. Furthermore, with the demo, or I'm sorry, the beta that's dropping in October, it feels like just genuinely Bethesda is waiting till the last possible minute to show us anything. Now, don't get me wrong, as we get closer to the launch, we will see more of this game. I can't imagine Bethesda Game Studios not doing that. Now, some may mistake my worry of not seeing so much of this game for impatience based off that sentence, considering we will inevitably see something, but it doesn't stop giving me the notion that something is being hidden, or that Bethesda's waiting till the last possible second to show consumers what this game really is. I don't think that we should be left to fend for ourselves and assume certain important mechanics like crafting bases, or what other gameplay we will be indulging in throughout the open world. However, when we look at Fallout 4, these are separate titles who have to be marketed differently, or they risk being a complete overlap. Every time we saw something new from Fallout 4 outside of the special trailer, it was gameplay, where the special trailers felt like supplements to the actual marketing process. We had our story trailers, we had our huge gameplay overload at E3, we had the character system trailer, and of course, closer to launch, we had the launch trailer. We had a lot of Fallout 4 to go through, where we had a good idea of what we'd be playing before launch. I remember specifically in a podcast between Young Yeah and I, we had actually predicted, based off a lot of these trailers and their speculation, the entire plot for Fallout 4 and the truth about Father in the Institute, which I will not spoil for people who haven't played the story yet. And I'm not asking for that level of exposure, but I'd like to just see these mechanics in play. I don't think it would spoil the surprise of Fallout 76 if I saw mining in action or weapon crafting. I'd like to see just a day in the life in Fallout 76, you know? Setting up my camp, the things to do inside there, just what I will be buying this fall. Now, on the other side of the coin, the approach can be different, because Bethesda's probably thinking, well, if you pre-order the game, you're going to get into the beta and then you can see it all for yourself. We really don't have to market it, because the game really is going to market itself that October, provided that the beta is solid, which you already know I have my qualms about them doing the beta then. But the ultimate point of this video and breaking down the bits of the trailer was, as you noticed when I went through it, but as I'm sure you've noticed when I broke down each bit of this trailer that I found new, for example, the weapon crafting, that could just be them symbolizing, kind of like Fallout 4, you put together some parts and you add attachments to your weapons, but I'm just going off the assumption, drawing off multiple sources of knowledge, that ultimately in the final game, I don't know if it'll actually be there or not. I just appreciate for Bethesda to use these as supplements and then provide actual gameplay for the title and market that to people. Because I need to repeat it, while these cartoons are awesome, this isn't what I'm going to be playing come November. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. It's something I wanted to express after I saw yet another cartoon trailer at Gamescom, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below, so do fire away. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that, as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active, I love you all, peace.